Hello, and thanks again for coming to the Musée Doyle YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking with a terrific artist named Leah Doyle. She has her one-woman show up here at the museum right now, and we'll be talking about a little bit about her background, a little bit about her inspiration, and probably a lot about her process, because it's really pretty remarkable, the things that she puts together. So welcome, Leah.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
We've only met just a few months ago.
I know.
But I feel like I've known you my whole life
I
now.
know.
So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. I know you were born in Oakland.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your early years there.
I've always been interested in making things, okay? And we didn't have a lot of money when I grew up, right? We had a Woolworth store across the street, down the street. And on Thursdays, they used to throw out all the trash. And I used to climb over the fence into the dumpster, and I would get all the broken toys. I would get all the broken toys and bring them home and fix them. And so I had Barbie dolls with big, long arms, I made monster dolls.
How old were you then?
I must have been about seven, maybe 8 years old, right?
Great.
Something like that.
And your first passion was
Fashion.
When did you start thinking about that? Was it
Fashion
making
design.
dresses for the Barbie dolls?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. That's when I started making doll clothes. And from then, actually, when I started making clothes for myself and my friends, that started in like junior high. That was maybe about 13, 14 years old. And then when I got into high school, that's when it was on. Ooh. I was really making stuff.
When you were in junior high, did you have access to a sewing machine?
Oh yeah, my mom, she taught me. She taught me all about sewing, everything. I got a scholarship in high school in home economics.
Oh, really?
Right, and clothing, and from there I went to Fashion Institute
Here in LA.
And did the whole design program, right?
Fidham was downtown LA then.
Right.
And that's how you ended up
And
downtown.
that's how I ended up downtown.
You got a loft,
I got a loft.
and that's when you discovered
know.
Al's Bar?
That's when I discovered Al's Bar.
Right. That's when you met Mark.
That's where I met Mark. And at that time...
We're talking about Mark Kreisel, the owner of Musée Doyle.
Right, yeah, Al's Bar, American Hotel, okay? And it was a hot spot back then. Man, I tell you, that was a hot spot. Everybody and anybody that lived downtown or around went to Al's Bar, American Hotel, yeah.
It's true, it's true.
For sure. But I went to Fashion Institute. I was in the garment industry, but I decided instead of clothing, I'm gonna make accessories. I'm gonna make belts. I got a couple people to invest in me, friends that are still friends of mine today. And they invested, and I bought machines, and I managed to get clients, right? And I started making belts, fashion belts, and also designing clothing. I did both. Okay. And I was looking at all the, because I was in the artist world, downtown, everybody's doing art, no one's making belts I'm the only one making belts. And I was looking at their stuff, and I bet you I can do that. I bet you I can do that. And so, yeah, that pole right there is the first thing I ever carved.
Really?
Yeah, that right there is the first. I did two. I carved two of them, and the other one I sold for $15,000. That was the first thing I carved, right? And I started carving it because I didn't know what I was doing. Those things I found them in the trash can, in the trash dumpster behind my loft, right? And I carried them both up. And they were covered with fiberglass. But, I carved them down, right? And I took all the fiberglass off. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time, right? And I was using screwdrivers, belt tools, and I had a concrete floor in my loft, right? And I would sharpen them on the floor, trying to make carving tools, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. And that's how I started. And friends would come over and they see what I was doing, and they started donating tools. That's
Oh,
how I
nice.
got,
That's great. Those are good
and
friends.
that's how and I'm still working with the same tools that my friends donated.
It's kind of amazing what's going on in the carving of that.
It starts with my foot, And then it's,
That's your foot?
yeah, that's my foot. Uh-huh. Because I have my foot looking at me, okay, how do I carve a foot, right?
So,
I don't draw anything or map out anything or anything like that. I just have it in my head.
well, that gets me to more the inspiration. You don't sketch, you don't,
No,
you just find a material and that sort of inspires you to,
it's not even that. It's not even that. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that. I find like that pole, I found the pole, and then I waited, right, until something came, right, because I didn't know what to do with those things, right? And I said, okay, well, the only thing I can think to do is maybe hit it, you know, hit it.
I'll stab it
Hit
a lot.
something and start hitting it, right? I wrote a poem, right? And then I kept thinking about the poem that I wrote, and that's how I came, and that's how that happened. You know,
So you wrote the poem
I
first.
wrote the poem first. I had no idea that it had a connection to this pole, right? But when I started carving this pole, the poem was in my head. It was like music, right? And it came into this pole.
You do a lot of things. You do everything yourself. You find your own materials. You learn how to carve wood. You learn how to
Do
sew.
all this stuff.
You
yeah.
learn how to solder things and
Do stone.
do stonework, metalwork, all this stuff you
I
self-taught.
make paper.
You make your own paints.
I make my own colors, my own paints, my own pigment. I use a lot of natural stuff, mostly natural stuff. I use a lot of spices, herbs
To get the colors.
to make colors. Yeah, that's the reason why my stuff is dark. You know, I can't make a lot of colors, you know. It's hard to make bright colors from
Yeah.
nature, you know.
Right, but
I want to use natural stuff.
yeah.
I want to keep it all real natural, you know.
But this is all going to the, but you also write poetry as
I
well.
do.
And when did you start doing that? Was that,
I did that right before, I did the poetry first. The poetry was first. I have a lot of, I can't even tell you how many journals I have because I started writing in 1968. And then, you know, as time went on, I started getting more, the poetry resembles my artwork, I believe. Yeah.
and you actually incorporate like in the
In
piece,
that one, yeah. in
Lisa, there, and there's a poem there that you wrote for
Wrote for
her.
Lisa.
She was a friend of yours.
Yeah, Lisa died of cancer.
Uh-huh.
Her parents had her cremated and sent me her ashes. That piece, the outside of the piece, is made out of Lisa's ashes. I thank them for her ashes, Maggie and Bob.
Oh, I see.
And this part right here is her ashes. And let me tell you about the process. That's crazy. Because, you know, ashes aren't ashes, right? They're like burnt bone, little pieces of burnt bone.
Okay.
And then you have to pulverize. I have to pulverize that stuff. Nothing's ashes. There's no ashes.
So you pulverize what's
I
there.
pulverize them.
And then what do you do with it? Okay.
But I mix it with some other stuff. Rabbit's glue is involved. Okay, I'll give you that much. Rabbit's glue is involved. And then I lay it out. And what the process I do, it dries up and it stays.
Well, yeah,
Okay?
it's not
And then that
going anywhere.
inside part, the inside, that's handmade paper.
Oh, really?
I make that paper. And then I wrote a poem on top of it. And I burnt that in. The poem, I burnt it in.
With like a soldering iron or something?
With a soldering iron.
I knew you had one.
You know, I got 2 or 3 of them, okay, with different nibs, you know.
All right.
And then I just took some cord and I brought it all together and then weaved that little braid going around there.
Well, that's a remarkable story on that one.
Yeah, but that's Lisa. She's a really good friend of mine.
Now, this piece over here, I think is tabletop number 2. Or
Oh,
when I first saw it, I had a question I think was on everybody's mind: is
why the hole?
what's with a hole? And your answer completely surprised me.
Well, that hole right there, I have to get up for this. Okay, I'm gonna walk over here. Now, this hole right here, the sewing machine goes there. And this right here is where the belt, the sewing machine belt, That hole right here,
Oh, okay.
that's the sewing machine belt. This was a sewing machine tabletop. This, because the machine is here and it turned, if you turned it around, that's how it goes.
Right,
Because
right.
I got it upside down right now, the way I carved it.
Okay. Well, now let's talk about that. We didn't talk about the carving.
Oh, this right here is about
Oh, I'm thinking of like 2 or 3 things I want to ask her about.
people need help doing things. You know, people think that they're doing it all by themselves. They're not doing anything by themselves. We need help.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And so these people are helping each other, and that someone has to know the way, you know, to follow the way. So you see people all in here, you know, they know the way, and they're going through here, right? And these people right here are helping each other too, because they're holding up the clouds. The clouds are holding up the temples. It's very spiritual.
I'm glad I asked you because I never would have put that together.
Yeah, the people they're all helping, and you see they're pulling her up. You know, he's pulling her up.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he's pulling these people up. Look what they're doing. They're all helping each other. Want to go up.
So that was a theme that you had in mind when you began carving, that I'm going to show people helping each other.
Yeah, you know, we you know, that people say, I invented it. No, you didn't. You needed help inventing that. You know, I just like, I'm beside myself.
That's all right. That's all right. Now, it's funny that what you described as the iconography here, because I've heard people say they remind them of slave ships.
Yeah, but it's definitely different. This is not slave
Absolutely.
ship.
But what about the other ones? I mean,
It's all about the same kind of thing. It's all spiritual. There's no slaves here.
but is there another theme that people have mentioned to me is sort of Afro-Caribbean?
But I like that.
Well,
I never thought of anything Afro-Caribbean too.
okay, that's just you.
That's just me.
But you like that's coming through.
Whatever comes through, whatever people sees is good with me.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Except slave ships.
They can see, if they want to see that, that's good too.
Okay.
Uh-huh. It's whatever they want to see. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that piece in particular got me because there's a lot of little figures.
Little figures, little
like
slave people.
over there. And then the top right corner, I guess that's a temple too.
Uh-huh. This thing right here is temple. This right here is universe.
That's the universe.
This is universe.
And this is another temple.
That's another temple. This is another temple too. This is angel. This angel with the wings right here. She's an angel. And that's her wings, you know.
And again, people helping each other.
Yes. Her head came off. I hit it too hard, right? And I said, that's all right. With all this going on, who's going to notice her head missing?
If you hadn't mentioned it,
Because
you glued it back?
I glued it on, but then I said, nah. I hit it off, it stays off.
And now this piece I'm looking at right here and the piece that's behind you, they're both entitled Mortal Coils, which is the title of your show here today. And they're both circular and they have coiling imagery on them. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, particularly that piece over there, because detail on that is just exquisite. And
yeah. Okay. I found the round piece, right? And I left it on the back deck of my house for maybe a year or two, right? Because I wanted it to get damaged.
by damaged, you mean
Weathered. Okay, and damaged too. I wanted to you know, and then that's how I started my process, right? Because you know, it has to be found, and it has to be weathered or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like used, whatever. And then I made the first thing I did is make paper, and that's the first layer. The bottom layer is paper. Can we go over there?
Sure.
But these right here, this is the little things that I made out of that solder,
Right.
right?
And this is paper,
This is
handmade paper with lines that you draw
Right.
from the watch.
Right, from the watch.
Now, what gets me is that it seems to be like a kind of rainbow kind of
Yeah,
effect.
that's the first thing I did, is put color back there first. I made the paper, and then I colored the paper one color, this with turmeric. Turmeric, right? Really light turmeric. And cider vinegar. Sometimes you can smell, you know, the
Really?
herbs or whatever.
Interesting.
And also cinnamon is good, you know. Any other stuff with color. The reason I call this Mortal Coils because it's human, you know. All my stuff is mortal, you know.
Are you suggesting that it's impermanent, that
It is.
each work will have a lifespan?
Yes, and all my work is part of one work. You know, all of it. It's because I'm creating one work of art, and all of this is part of it. Okay, to that one piece of art.
So that's pretty amazing. That is really beautiful, and I know you sold it,
I sold it.
and everybody wanted it, including me.
Okay.
But you know, there's so many other great pieces here, and you are a fantastic artist.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
really am glad that you chose Musée Doyle to exhibit your work.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody comes to see it. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.